What is it that the management said that was different from what was expected, and why is the stock getting hammered?
Hey Alex, so if you look at the commentary that the management has given, a couple of factors that have played in for the company which has resulted in this 5% decline in stock price we are seeing. A is the order guidance which came in for FY25. As you correctly mentioned that the street was already anticipating for a H1 FY25 to be weak with the union elections in play over here. Again, if you look at the Q4 also, the effects had already started playing in, about 5% of a dip in the order inflows. But what was not anticipated was the management trimming the order inflow guidance from 20% last year to 10% this time. So this was a major factor which has resulted in the street seeing the kind of decline we are looking at. What this is on the domestic side that we are factoring this play coming as. What on the international side also, if you look at the overall growth across FY24, 89% of a growth in the international orders, and a major contributor to this was the Middle East region in the hydrocarbon space, with Saudi Aramco ramping up its order intakes over here. But now going forward, it is anticipated that the Middle East are tightening their spends going forward. So it is going to be difficult for L&T to be able to maintain the kind of trajectory that they had last year, again raising concerns on both the domestic and the international side as well. Next is on the margins also, if you have to look at. So what happened was last year also a lot of legacy orders were in play which were in low margin in nature. So again, going forward in FY25, what was anticipated was that the higher margin orders would be executed, which would lead to some kind of an improvement over here. But the management again guided for a flat YOY margins, which again now the street was pegging for in a different direction. So that has also led. But what should not be missed out is the kind of growth that the company has displayed. 15% of a growth over the year, and they're maintaining this going forward as well. Even if you look at the overall healthy order book, that saw about a healthy order growth of 31%. So a high base also plays in when we are looking at FY25. In fact, Citi also believes that this 10% guidance that was given was on a strong base and is a confident booster going forward. So these are all the factors that we should be looking out for L&T.
All right, thank you so much, Anushi, for that. And on that note, let me introduce you to the guests for today. We have Ashish Maheshwari of Arihant Capital Market and Osho Krishnan of Angel One joining in on the show today. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. And Ashish, I'm going to come to you first on L&T. We saw the results, pretty good in terms of numbers, but outlook remains weak, especially the one that Anushi mentioned about the trim in order book that they're expecting going forward from 20% to 10%, and that seems to have upset the markets as well. Brokerages also seem to have changed their rating to a sell now on L&T. How are you viewing this, and if there are any price targets that you have on the counter?
Yes, I agree with you. Those numbers were good. 4,400 crore profit was one of the record profit they have declared. But the future outlook is quite bleak, if you ask me. Because one thing we should not forget that 45% of their revenue come from international market. And international market also, we see 70% come from West Asia and Middle East. And the way geopolitical issues are happening in these countries across the board, I don't think so any major order will flow to the company. And maybe they are talking about 1 quarter, I'm expecting at least in first half of the year. So, like we have seen only 25,000 crore worth of international order teams in this quarter, which are one of the lowest maybe. So, this is one major reason why market is worried for this. Now, second issue is as this is election year for election time in India also. So, not many bigger orders will flow as far as government sectors is concerned, which is primarily doing a lot of capex compared to private sector. So these are the factors which may give another tailwind for this company. There's no such tailwinds available. Only headwinds are there, international and domestic side both. So I'm expecting another bleak quarter numbers will come in as far as Q1 of FY25 is concerned, and that's what market is getting cognizance to also. So in my view, also the stock can touch 3,000 rupees mark because We have seen sharp run up in this stock from 2,200 to 3,700 plus. And with this kind of grim outlook, stock is all set to even further dip.
Very quickly, just to follow up to that, if it does reach that 3,000 mark, would you buy and would you wait till that happens, or would you keep nibbling?
I like to buy at 3,000 rupees mark because nothing wrong with the company as such. They will keep on growing because almost 4,75,000 crore worth of executable order book they are sitting on. So there's no dearth of executable orders. Only order inflows are slowing down, which is a phenomenon for another 6 months.